Crazy happenings across college football involving the teams right behind me during the 3:30 Eastern Time window with championship implications and college football playoff ramifications as well. Right here at the Voice of College Football, let's run it down starting at the Iron Bowl. And keep in mind, 10 years ago, what happened? Kick six. You probably still remember where you were when you saw the kick six. Well, today we had something pretty memorable as well. And keep in mind, don't have to go 10 years back on the Plains, but just 2 years ago, Bryce Young at the controls following that gaffe by Tank Bigsby when Auburn could have run out the clock and pulled off the monumental upset over Alabama and knocked them out of college football playoff contention. The Tank Bigsby ran the ball out of bounds, gave enough time to Bryce Young and company to go all the way down the field, throw that game-tying touchdown pass in regulation to Ja'Cory Brooks. Bama won in 4 overtimes to keep their hopes alive. Of course, they defeated Georgia in the SEC championship game and made it into the playoffs. But that would not have happened had they not pulled off what they did in the Iron Bowl on the Plains at Jordan-Hare Stadium, one of the most difficult places to play. So guess what happened today? Jalen Milroe, your turn. Auburn leads 24-20. We've got just about 4.5 minutes left on the clock. Bama stopped by the Auburn defense. Auburn receiving the punt, fumbles. Bama recovers. They've got another shot. They drive the football inside the 10-yard line. They've got a 1st and goal to take the lead on Auburn. Then the snap goes past Jalen Milroe. Now, whether that was his fault, whatever the timing was, the center snapped it. It went back 18 yards. Next play, Jalen Milroe screws up again. What's he do? He goes past the scrimmage line and throws an illegal forward pass. Penalty against the Tide. Sets up 4th and goal at the 31. You should be able to stop that play. Just umbrella defense, get back to the end zone, put some pressure on the quarterback, but Auburn went total prevent. Check it out. Jalen Milroe had an eternity to stand back there, and he picked out Isaiah Bond, corner of the end zone, and Isaiah Bond pulled it in the corner of the end zone. Great throw, great catch. Bama comes back and defeats Auburn 27-24. Bama CFP hopes still alive in tremendous, remarkable, miraculous fashion on the Plains. Auburn tears are still flowing at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Now let's take you to the Big 12. BYU, Oklahoma State. BYU's got to win to become bowl eligible. You say, Mark, who cares about that? Okay, maybe just a few folks out there. But the Oklahoma State side of this is they got to win to get to the Big 12 championship game. Remember OK State back in September? Barely beat Arizona State. Lost to South Alabama 33-7. Yes, that Oklahoma State has been on a run. But they needed to win this game to get to the Big 12 championship game. 17.5-point favorite at home against lowly BYU. They trailed 24-6 at half. Come roaring back. Score 3 touchdowns in the second half. BYU needs a field goal. Last drive of the game. They march down the field 10 plays, kick the game-tying field goal, and we go to overtime. Ollie Gordon was remarkable in this game, as he has been for the near entirety of the season during this Cowboys drive to a championship in the Big 12. 166 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 remarkable runs in overtime to get the Cowboys in position to win. They take the lead 40-34. BYU's got the football. Enter one, Trey Rucker. He tackles the tight end, strips the ball, and preserves the win on defense. Oklahoma State marches on to the Big 12 championship to take on Texas. Is this good for the Big 12? Well, Brett Yormark would say, absolutely. This avoids a Texas-Oklahoma. We're saying goodbye and headed off to the SEC Big 12 championship final. But for the Big 12 and for Texas, Texas, of course, wanted to avenge its loss in a rematch against OU in the Big 12 championship game, but they will have to try to impress the College Football Playoff Committee against OK State. Dramatic winners today, 40-34. Mike Gundy moves on to the Big 12 championship game. And, of course, the Cowboys reached that championship game 2 years ago against Baylor. Final stop during the 3:30 Eastern Time window. Washington State Apple Cup game. Washington now, with Ohio State's loss, one of just 4 major unbeatens in the country. Washington State had lost 6 consecutive games before rolling Colorado last week. But again, this historic, not just because it's a rivalry game. The Apple Cup always provides us with some drama, or on many occasions. But in this one, it's a Pac-12 final. This is the last time Washington State will get together as Pac-12 rivals. They went back and forth. We got a 21-all game. Washington's got the football. There's a minute left. They've got a 4th and 1, and it's a full yard at their own 29-yard line. They go for it. Kalen DeBoer says, let it ride. I'm going for it. 4th and 1 at their own 29. If they get stopped, what does Washington State need to do? Just line up the field goal kicker, win that, and march off the field and hand Washington a crushing loss. However, does Washington do the tush push? No, they run it around the end. The cameramen, the Washington State defense, everybody faked out as Rome Odunze went for 23 yards around the end to set up Washington for the game-winning field goal at the gun. Grady Gross had missed 3 of his previous 4 kicks, but nails this one. Washington survives 24-21. Michael Penix, in his quest to win the Heisman Trophy, not the best of days in this one. 18 of 33, 204 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick against the nation's 94th defense. But what is most important, Washington survives to set up a mammoth rematch of a Pac-12 championship game. Washington 12-0, Oregon 11-1. College football delivers again. Had to wrap it up, had to let you know, had to take you to the 3 events, the 3 finishes that caught my eye at 3:30 Eastern Time. We'll have more instant analysis tonight here at the Voice of College Football. And, of course, give me a call. We go live after the primetime games right here at the Voice of College Football.